Welcome to Satsang. Yes, Tosh.
From your perspective, what is heaven and what is hell?
Heaven is where I am right now. My mind is profoundly content for no reason, and it is totally blissed out. Hell is where I used to live when I resisted life, when I decided to contract against whatever was happening in my life, when I turned myself into a victim of anything. I took myself to hell. About 51 years ago, I decided to stop doing that. I stopped being a victim of life. I started accepting life as it is. Probably the best thing I could ever do. Because people create hell for themselves with their resistance to what is. If we accept what is, if we learn to let go, we can find heaven here. But that's up to you, because you're in charge of your mind. If you're resisting, if you're offering contraction to the world, if you're turning yourself into a victim of anything, that is your choice. Bad things can happen. You have a choice to just see them as this is what is, or you can turn yourself into a victim of them. Up to you. Your choice. People take themselves to hell on a regular basis through their resistance to what is. Their choice.
How can we find heaven on earth?
It's already here. All you've got to do is find your own true nature. And then the I, the one that suffers, disappears, and there is nothing but bliss. It's very beautiful. The mind rests profoundly content for no reason whatsoever. Suffering ceases, along with desires and attachments. All fear disappears. Enlightenment is the way to freedom. As far as I can tell, the only way. And the path to it is acceptance and let go, which teaches the mind eventually unconditional surrender, which is the right mind to support the accident when it happens. Because you can't make enlightenment happen, it is an accident, but you can produce a mind that will support it if it is found. Many people have satori's, they have glimpses of their own true nature. But unless their mind has been programmed to support what is found, there isn't going to be any ongoing enlightenment. The satori will finish, and awareness will go back to the mind and the ego. Someone who's awake has surrendered unconditionally, otherwise they would not be awake. They have given everything to truth, and they've kept absolutely nothing for themselves.
Why is suffering the default human condition?
Because of ignorance. If people knew that they didn't need to create their own suffering by resisting life, they would probably stop. but it's not something that we're taught at school, and it's not something churches teach. I grew up as a Roman Catholic. I went to a Roman Catholic boarding school, and I was not told any of this. I was told resistance was good. Competing was good. What I discovered was that resistance creates suffering, and competing is against the heart. So in non-resistance, in openness, we find heart. Very beautiful. This can be found before enlightenment. It is very beautiful. Any time we move to resistance or defendedness, we cut ourselves off from it, the perception of it, because it's not somewhere else. It is already here. It's always here. Love is always present. It is not somewhere else. If it's not being perceived, there is some defense system or closure or resistance in place. Heaven is here. So is hell. But be sure of one thing. You're the one that creates the hell.
What is it like for you as an enlightened being to see the vast majority of people living in hell that they create?
What it's like for me is simple. I spend all day long, every day, trying to help people get free. That's what it's like for me. I love people, I love humans, and I do my best to help them get free all day long, every day. There's nothing else to do.
Some teachers say there are other realms or dimensions where beings do not suffer. Can you say anything on this?
Yeah, it's an ego trip. What's interested in it? The ego. The ego is trying to escape. And escaping ego doesn't work. Only a surrendering ego works. Escaping egos continue to suffer and continue to exist. A surrendered ego dies. The entry point to beingness, in a lot of ways, is the unconditional surrender of the I, which in fact is a death of the I. So if you want to find the problem, look into a mirror and see the I. There are no other problems. It is the one. It likes to think of itself as the one as well, but not the one that creates the problem, but it is the problem. In learning openness, you diminish the I. In learning openness, you start finding love. It is the way. The I is the problem.
What can we do to help others get out of hell?
Wake up. Until you wake up, you're only going to lead others astray. Someone who's awake doesn't make the mistake of leading others astray because they know the way out. Someone who's not awake does not know the way out, otherwise they would be awake. Simple. I only took advice, really, from my awakened teachers. I didn't bother with people who weren't awake. They were my peers. And they were just as lost as I was, thinking they were still an I somewhere. Which, when we really closely look at it, is a little bit deluded, considering the I doesn't really exist. It's made up of reference points from the past projected to the future. Take away your imagination and the I doesn't exist. It's not even real. It seems real, though, but it's not real. Beingness is real. That that's aware of the mind is real. That is reality. Awareness of awareness is reality. Anything else, Tosh?
So is it true that you have to die in order to enter heaven?
What you are cannot be touched by anything. It was never born and it cannot die. The false thing that thinks it's you, yes, it can die. The body can die, but what you are cannot be touched by anything.
So what is it that wakes up?
That that's aware of the mind becomes aware of itself continuously. If it is partial, it is a satori. If it is continuous, non-stop, it is enlightenment. The only way that you can tell if someone's enlightened is not by what they say, not by what they do, but by the Buddha field they carry, which will be around them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's the only possible way. When awareness becomes aware of itself, a Buddha field is created. Around someone who's enlightened, that Buddha field is always there.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Any statements? Any challenges to anything that has been said here this evening? Or does anyone have anything they would like to chat about? Yes. Hello.
Hello, Vishrant. I'm Hunter Vedama, and I would like to take sannyas.
Hunter
Vedama.
Panta. Devama. Have I met you before?
Well, I was in the commune in Fremantle.
Yes, you feel familiar to me. You feel familiar to me.
I don't think I've met you though.
Ah.
I went there in July 85. I took sannyas in Paddington commune.
Ah.
And then came across to Fremantle in July, and everyone was off at Rajneeshpuram.
Ah.
But I stayed.
So was I.
Yeah, at the time.
Yeah.
So I stayed here, and I was there till the end, and then I went to Punatu in 88 and 89.
Yeah, I was there in 89.
But I missed you.
Yeah. You're very welcome, Panta. Is it, how do you spell Panta?
That's just a prefix, P-A-N-T-H-A.
Yeah, I thought it was Panther.
Hunter.
Yeah.
And yeah, everyone calls me Vedama.
Calls you Vedama.
Yeah.
And what does Vedama mean?
Wisdom.
Ah. And what does Panta mean? The path of wisdom. Oh, nice name.
Thank you.
Yes, I got given Prem Vishrant, restful love.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It is very, it definitely wasn't where I was at the time. It was a sadhana, something I had to learn. And what I learned was that if I got out of the way, I could find it. Yeah. And so, like you, my master was Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh. And the work I do now is the continuation of his work. And this is my honouring him.
Yes. But I have loved Osho, and I do love Osho very much.
Mm.
But I feel, I've just heard about you being in Perth in the recent weeks, so I thought I must come.
Ah, but you've asked for sannyas.
Exactly.
Ah.
I've been feeling some resistance this last week, but I realised it's just the mind, so jump.
Yeah. Well, Osho did say, And he did say it quite clearly. Dead masters don't kick ass. Find someone living. You're very welcome, Panta. I will accept you as a sannyasin. Thank you. Loki Skywalker.
Hello, Vishrant.
Hello.
I looked up the definition of deadly as we were discussing last night.
Oh yeah.
So the interestingly, it's used in Ireland, and it just means excellence, very good.
Yep. There's lots of meanings to the word deadly.
So what's your definition for when you use it?
Well, my master, Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh, said once, I'm not your dear old uncle, I'm your murderer. Because the problem is always the I. And someone who's awake is going to help diminish it because they know how. And so deadly to me means bye-bye, Loki. Are we clear?
Yes, we're clear.
But along with Loki going, so does all fear. What a different life to have no fear. I haven't experienced fear for 26 years. None, not a bit.
Whereas I pretty much in constant fear.
Yes, that's why I mentioned it. I'm trying to motivate you. One of the things that you'll find about people who are enlightened and who are teaching is they are as tricky as. And there's a reason. Yeah. There's a reason for that, though. It's like they're playing with very, very tricky people. Seekers are seekers are very tricky.
Yeah, yeah, my mind is already thinking like, what devices are you using on me?
If you can work it out, let me know. I'll change them. Because my master Osho used a lot of devices to help people learn surrender and acceptance of what is. And he called them devices, like you just did. And someone who's awake with their students does set up devices so people can learn to accept and let go, which takes them to an understanding of unconditional surrender, which is a requirement for enlightenment. And so the device could be anything. But ultimately, the device works like this. If the master says that is white, that is white. How are we going so far, Loki?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel the ego feels threatened by it.
You're welcome. The invitation is always to step a little closer, for the night is young.
Into the holy fire.
Yes. I remember when I was looking into the eyes of some of my awakened teachers, terror arose because I could see the vast emptiness that they were existing as.
Yeah, terror is the peak, is peak fear. Yeah.
So ask me what I did when I saw that terror.
You kept walking towards it.
I stepped closer, yes.
Yeah.
Because it takes courage to play this game of higher consciousness, because eventually you have to step into the unknown.
Mm.
And unless you have courage, you won't do it.
And you can't control the unknown.
You can try. Best of luck, it'll teach you surrender.
Thank you, Vishrant.
Thank you, Loki. It's nice to talk to you.
You too.
Yes. Hello.
Hello, Vishrant. I started to tell the truth to my family.
Oh, do you have any of them left?
Well, just created a lot of conflicts. And
Yeah, but most of my family haven't spoken to me for about 40 or 50 years because I started telling the truth when I was quite young. And I discovered that most people aren't into the truth. What they want to hear coming from you is convenient lies that match their belief systems coming from your mouth. The truth is not a popular subject. Though if you do tell the truth, you surround yourself with the right people.
because I also feel like I'm driven by feeling very fragile at the moment, and it's like I don't want to take.
How does that drive you? How does it drive you to feel fragile?
It's like I don't accept manipulation and hypocrisy and all these things that I used to accept from family members, and now I call them on it.
I see. Good for you.
Okay.
Anything else?
Okay.
Okay. Yes?
I see that you're wearing a bracelet. A
Yes.
bracelet that's from the Sikh religion.
Yes, it's a Sikh bracelet. It represents total commitment to truth, total commitment to God. I think it's a nice thing. Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
So today is at work. I felt lots of uncomfortness because I tried to stay most of times open. So I was receiving lots of energies from my customers.
Yeah.
And lots of like up and downs in my feelings.
Yes. Yes, the practice of openness will take you into the dark night of the soul.
Yeah, in one stage, I felt quite gratitude towards you and lots of tears in daytime.
The practice of openness will set you free. It's a beautiful practice, but it's not something we learn at school, and most churches don't teach it either. But the practice of openness diminishes the I and makes you humble and allows you to perceive love. It's beautiful.
Yeah, noticed since I met to you, and I'm feeling more open rather than.
Well, I would hope so. That's good news.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Ran deep. With your tick, James.
Hello, Vishrant.
Hello, Randeep.
So where I'm staying, we had a little situation this morning. And there's a guy that I feel he carries strong silence and stillness with him. But at the same time, he's very confused and asking questions like he's a beginner on the path. And it seems even a bit crazy what he's doing. So I wanted to ask, is there any way I could help him out, support him?
I don't know, because I don't know this person, and I don't know what his condition is. He may be mentally disturbed, I do not know. He may be on his way to enlightenment, I don't know. I'm not there.
Yeah, that's true.
You want to help him out, but you don't know what's wrong with him. One of the things I found as a naturopath and as a psychotherapist is you had to diagnose the condition first before you could treat it. And you don't have a diagnosis. You just have symptoms. Anything else?
That's all. Thank you.
It's good to see you. I was watching you before. You were meditating without your mouth open. It was great.
I'm practicing.
Love you to bits, Randy.
Love you too.
Shannon.
Hello. I want also to ask about relationship. When is the time to end some relationship?
I'm not probably a good person to ask because my relationships ended when someone left me. Even though relationships I was in did go through the ups and downs like normal relationships, I understood that what makes a relationship work is communication and commitment. And so I was very strong on communication and commitment. So I didn't ever leave anyone. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. When is the right time to leave someone? I don't know.
I have also a question because sometimes I am very present and mind don't distract me, but sometimes some situations.
You're not that present. You're not that present. I was just watching you. You were up in your head somewhere. Being present means being present to reality, not present to what you're thinking. That's dream. You weren't that present. You said, I'm present. No, you're not. I'm present. I'm present with you 100%. You try being present with me 100%, and then we can be present together. I know this for a fact because I know what you do for a living. You train people in martial arts. Now, I'll bet you any money you like, when you're training people in martial arts, you are present. Because if you weren't, you'd have your ass kicked. You've got to take that present moment awareness into every part of your life. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it works.
Now, what did you want to ask?
That's all. Thank you.
That was a safe getaway. Yes. Yeah. Don't worry, Abby, I see you there.
Hey, Vishrant.
Hello.
How you doing? If there was like a life-threatening situation or like a violent situation occurring, would you turn the other cheek, or do you think it's
No,
necessary to?
not my nature. That was Jesus, mate.
Yeah.
My way, my way was to step into harm's way for the safety of others, and it's always been that way ever since I was a little boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been feeling quite conflicted, just with certain situations, of whether I should. Usually, I've been acting in these situations, defending or protecting other people, but yeah.
I have an understanding that, forget about enlightenment, just as a man, it is my job to take care of the young, the old, the disabled, anybody who's underprivileged. And if that means stepping into harm's way, as a man, I have done that probably in this lifetime hundreds and hundreds of times. My idea of manhood is one of a man should be mature enough to take care of everyone around them. I used to run men's groups before I held Satsang, and I used to teach men how to be men. Most of them were older than I was. Unfortunately, we have an awful lot of men who are really little boys pretending to be men. I think this is one of the reasons that people fail, or men fail, at enlightenment. It takes a mature mind to support enlightenment. An immature mind won't do it. Yeah. Become your own hero and survive.
Yeah. Awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. Willow, friend of Abby.
Yes, friend of Adevărul. I haven't seen him so much lately, though.
I know, he hides. Hello, Willow.
Hello. I wonder if you could speak a little bit about when you started to find heart.
Okay, so I didn't know that I was lacking heart because I had all the primal bonding stuff in place. I was primarily bonded to my family, my mum, my dad, my brothers, my sister. I was primarily bonded to my girlfriend, primarily bonded to my dog, and my friends. And I thought this primal bonding was love, but it's just a survival program that everybody's mind runs. It keeps the tribe together. It's not love. It looks like love, but it has attachment and jealousy inside it as protective devices. And love has no jealousy and no attachment inside it whatsoever. It just loves. So the first time I experienced unconditional love in my life was when I was lost at sea in a 15-foot runabout that had sunk 60 miles off the coast, and I'd been circled for sharks for 18 hours, and I had hypothermia. And I was in the water in a life jacket, and my partner, my girlfriend, was also in the water in a life jacket. And I looked across at her and felt so much regret that I'd cost her life, because it was my idea to go out there and I hadn't checked the weather. And I knew we were going to die. I just knew it. And I looked across at her and felt this deep, deep regret. And in that moment, I experienced this amazing unconditional love envelop everything around me. I'd never experienced anything so beautiful in my whole life. That was the first time. Oh, by the way, we were saved. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I have more and more glimpses of this love. And I also have this very strong, like dragon energy, like burning everything. It's like it goes alongside. And
Yeah. Well, I'd armored up because I was a businessman and a street warrior, and I'd armored up and I was wearing armor, and I was wearing too much armor to perceive love. And it's one of the reasons I gave my companies away eventually to my staff, so I could find love. Because I had to take my armor off, and I couldn't do it with the companies. I had to become a nobody, going nowhere again. And then I slowly took my armor off, and I started to experience love. And that led me to wanting to be in service to humans. And so I went back to school and trained as a naturopath and a psychotherapist, so I'd have some skill level to help people with. That's what I did, because love is more valuable than anything else here. It is the true jewel of consciousness.
could you see anything more? Because I already work as a therapist and I think I do serve like nature and.
You're going to love this, because you say you're a dragon, right? Now, dragons are fire breathers, and usually they're on their own side when they start fire breathing. You want to change the gestalt. When you have a disagreement with someone, be on their side as well. Don't drop it. No, it's different. When you're on the other side, it's never an argument. It's only an argument when you're only on your own side, and then it becomes war. If you remain on their side and your side during the discussion, it'll change you.
Yeah, I can see there is a clear space then. There's nothing there.
There'll be a lot less fire.
Yes.
My friend, the dragon.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's okay. Nice to talk to you. Hello. Bye-bye, Willow. Hello, Abby. About time you came on, Abby. I haven't seen you forever.
Hello, Vishrant.
Hello.
Been traveling. I'm in Bangkok now.
Bangkok?
Yeah.
I'm going to Thailand on Sunday.
Yeah. I'm coming to meet you.
You're coming to see me?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the plan.
Yeah. I look forward to seeing you again.
Me too. I have a question. It doesn't feel relevant anymore, but I'm still going to ask it.
Okay.
It's about meditation. So in my meditation, I can see that the thoughts are not relevant, and if there's thoughts, I don't pay so much attention to them. I more look for the stillness and silence. But then there's bodily sensations, and I can see that I pay quite a lot of attention to the bodily sensations. Is that incorrect, or how did you do when you meditated?
Meditation simply means being aware of what is real. The bodily sensations are real. What you think about them, that's not real. Meditation is being aware of what is real. Everything you see, everything you hear, everything you feel is real. What's not real is what you think. And when you put your awareness on what you think, you are no longer in meditation, you're in dream.
Yeah. But And then the question comes about, I can focus on the bliss or I can focus on the pain, but it's nicer to focus on the bliss. And the question then is, am I bypassing something if I just look for the good stuff?
Don't focus on anything. Stay ambient. Allow the whole tapestry of life. Be aware of the whole tapestry. If pain is there, be aware of that. If bliss is there, be aware of that. But be aware of everything. Don't focus on anything. Relax, dude. Let go.
Yes. Good.
Look, the mind can use anything to escape. Anything except one thing, openness. It cannot use openness to escape. And so my main spiritual practice, besides present moment awareness, was the practice of openness. Because in openness, there's no hiding. And in true openness, there's no ego, because the ego itself is a contraction.
It's funny when you tell these things, because I know you've told me before. Immediately when you tell me, I'm like, oh yes, he's told me this before. But the mind still.
Yeah, my job is to repeat myself.
Yeah. My God. Oh.
You know how a lighthouse just goes round and round and round shining the light?
Yeah.
Well, awake teachers do exactly the same, and they don't have any expectation that anyone will ever hear them or see them. They just keep shining the light. Round and round and round. Anything else, Abby?
That's it. Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah, look forward
In
to
person.
seeing you.
Yeah. Rajesh, hello.
Hi, Vishrant.
Hello.
So, my girlfriend felt hurt after her last relationship ended.
Right.
Yeah. And now she has, I think, this fear of getting emotionally close to someone else, in this case, me. And what's the best thing I can do for her when she's in the middle of that fear, when it comes up for her?
Well, the worst thing you can do is be her counselor.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what happens when you decide to counsel your family or your wife or your girlfriend is a thing happens where they project their stuff onto you. It's called transference. The best thing you can do is say, I won't hurt you, and then keep your word. If she wants therapy, she probably needs to see someone besides you. She probably needs to see a professional counsellor or psychotherapist, someone who's not personally involved with her. This thing with transference is real, it happens, and you don't want to be involved in that. You get to be the villain in transference.
Yeah, I don't want to be that.
No, you don't want to be that. So explain to her that you love her and you will never hurt her, and then keep your word.
Okay, that's simple enough.
Very simple.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Prakash. Prem Prakash.
Hello, Vishrant.
Hello, Prem Prakash.
Yeah, after when you burned a fire in my heart yesterday, I had mind attack, and my question is, what is best thing to do with mind attack? Surrender and accept, or is something more what I can do to quit mind?
I didn't understand what you just said. Did you say mind attack?
Yes.
When you say that, what do you mean by mind attack? I don't really understand. I can understand a heart attack. It's when the muscles in the heart stop working properly, and but what's a mind attack?
It's like mind running with all thoughts, trying.
Yes, simple solution. Put yourself on what is real, your attention on what is real. Everything is real except what you think. And so go for a walk. Go for a walk in a dangerous suburb. Put your awareness on everything that is real.
All right.
You'll find it easy. If you're actually in a dangerous suburb, you will find it easy to put your awareness on what is real.
Yeah, that's I know, but sometimes it's just more difficult, and sometimes more easier.
I used to take my car for a drive. When I was a teenager, I used to take my car for a long drive at high speed. And I used to have my awareness on the road and on the steering wheel and driving, and it took me out of my head.
No, actually, I'm riding a motorcycle too, like you.
There you go. What sort of motorcycle?
No, it's about if you got some responsibility in your day that you cannot just quit out and go to motorcycle, then
You cannot ride a motorcycle and dream. It's not possible. Motorcycles are as dangerous as all. If you're on a motorcycle and you're dreaming, you're just a tragedy that hasn't happened yet. Needless to say, I've been riding motorcycles now for about 55 years. I love them. I still have a couple of Harleys. One's for sale.
Okay, that's enough.
Yeah. If your mind is bothering you, find a way to get your awareness on what is real. Let go of the dream. Let go of the dream and get back to reality.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. All right. Simple.
Okay. Nice to talk to you, Prakash. Hello, Harsha.
I don't know what to say, but say something. Okay, I have a question. Some days ago, I saw like something like 3 faces pulling me. Was I hallucinating?
Heck yeah. Go to the fridge and find some ice cream. It's real. Harsha, you got to be careful of your mind. Keep coming back to what is real. Present moment awareness is brilliant, because in the moment, usually there's nothing happening. We have someone over here cackling. That's actually happening. But besides that, there's not much happening here. There's an old guy sitting in a chair rabbiting on, There's not much happening. Is there anything happening there right now? No. Isn't it good?
There's a plane. So me seeing white was hallucinating as well.
The energy may have been affecting your vision. That's all.
Okay.
So energy does affect us, and some energies affect the way we see things. It's true, and that can be real. But seeing 3 faces, that's a little different. Don't tell anyone. Is there anything else, Harsha?
Will existence heal my wounds, or do I have to do something?
Well, you have to become willing to feel them. The reason you have wounding is because there's a part of you that is unwilling to feel the wounds. And that's probably because primarily we're programmed to seek comfort and avoid discomfort. And when our wounding comes to the surface, it is uncomfortable, so it is natural to try to move away from it. But if you really want to heal the wounds of your heart, you actually have to be prepared to feel them. And so a warm welcoming of whatever appears is the way.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And now Bertril. Did you ask for sannyas, didn't you, Bertril? Bertril?
I did.
Are you still interested in sannyas? You still want to take?
Heck yeah.
Oh well, heck yeah, that's good. I do heck yeah pretty well. Now I have a name here somewhere for you. There we go. Bertil, yes. Your sannyasin name is Prem Satyen.
Prem Satyen?
Satyen, yeah, Satyen. S-A-T-S-A-T-Y-E-N. Satyen.
Prem Satyen.
And Prem meaning love and Satyen meaning one who embodies truth. Your path is the way of the heart. Your quest is to embody truth. I give you our new brother, Prem Satyen. Welcome.
Prem Satyen.
Prem Satyen. It's a beautiful name. It has a few different meanings, but I like the embodied truth one.
I like it too.
Is there anything else, Prem Satyen?
Prem Satyen. How seriously am I supposed to take this name? Should I change my name legally, or is it just...
Okay, that's a good question because I didn't. My legal name is Vincent William Cooper, but my sannyas name given to me by Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh is Swami Prem Vishrant. Now, I've done a lot of world traveling. You know, I've been to so many countries. Would I rather go through customs as Vincent William Cooper or Prem Satyen, Prem Vishrant with a white face? Depends on how much I want to get searched every time I want to go through customs, right?
Okay. And like, should I ask people to call me that in my daily life?
Well, I did. I actually took on my name immediately, and it was difficult for me because I was a three-piece suit guy, and I hung out with three-piece suit guys, and I had a publishing company with 35 staff members, and all of a sudden I rock up in orange clothes with a new name. Swami Prem Vishrant. Was I popular? No. They objected to it, so I put a 6-foot picture of Osho on every wall, 14 offices.
Satyen.
And I told them about the golden rule. Whoever has the gold makes the rules. It's the golden rule. My mother...
I have to write it down so I don't forget it.
We'll send you a certificate with that written on it.
Okay, that's...
Tosh will send it to you. Yeah. So you have a certificate. Yeah. You're about, what, 2 minutes old now? In sannyas years, I'm 41 years old. I've been a sannyasin for 41 years. And when I took sannyas, it changed my life immensely. I went from a businessman to a Rajneeshi or a sannyasin, and it just changed my whole life. It was the best thing I ever did. Fun, fun, fun. Anything else, Prem Sachin?
Something about my vision, or like sometimes if it's dark and I close my eyes, I see like, I don't know, like patterns, like almost like psychedelic patterns.
Right, don't shut your eyes then.
I wonder if there's any meaning to that, or it's just
even if there is, the search and the seeking for a sannyasin is inside, not outside. And anything you see like that is still outside of you. What you're looking for is to go inward. It's an inward adventure, not an outward adventure. And what you're looking for really is that is aware of the mind. Because that is aware of the mind, when it becomes aware of itself, there is a big satori, and you find yourself as truth. Now, I know you've had satoris, but they were accidents in the past. There must be a readiness in you to find the truth. And so, as one of my sannyasins, I will teach you self-inquiry, which will help you find the truth of your true nature. If you want.
If I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe I, like when I see the like different colors and lights, I tell myself like, oh, this beautiful imagery, it's like, this is God, or this is what I'm like, this is the, I don't know. I put some like fancy words on it, and I say like, this is it.
Yeah, no. Wrong direction. You're still looking outward rather than looking inward. And this trip is about looking inward, not outward. The outward vision is, you'll all see all sorts of things on the outward vision. It's the inward vision that we're looking for. Finding that's aware of the mind. And its nature is silent and still. And this is why most people miss it. Because what we truly are is silent and still. And we're programmed to look for that makes noise and that moves, like colored lights. Wrong direction.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me when I was like into taking drugs, I would see the same colored lights and flashing stuff. I would lose my mind completely. I was insane for like 5 hours.
I'm glad you've recovered, or have you?
I think I have.
I think I've got a tape out there on self-inquiry, haven't I, Tosh? On YouTube? Yeah, there's a video out there on self-inquiry. It's a good video. You should listen to it. It teaches you a methodology of turning awareness back to itself. Because right now, I've run out of time. I'm actually over by 5 minutes, and I'm going out for dinner with some people. So thank you for Satsang. Good to see you brave hearts here today.